Howdy! This is the main part of your class. Make sure you're prepared by doing the warm-up and sun salutations first. Skipping them can lead to poor results, discomfort, or even injury. To begin, hit warm-up in the corner of the screen or play the first video on my website shilayog.com. If you watch it on YouTube, keep in mind that there is no ads when watching on my website. If you've already completed the sun salutations, you should be standing at the front of your mat. Parshvottanasana, pyramid pose. Empty your lungs. Interlace your fingers, flip the palms and reach your arms up as you step your left foot back. Exhale, bend forward over the front leg and stop halfway. Stay here for 5 breaths, gazing at your hands. Hips stay parallel to the short edge of the mat. We're creating isometric tension in the posterior muscle chain. What we're going to stretch: calves, hamstrings, glutes, spinal and neck extensors. Exhale, release your hands. Place them on your shin, on the block or on the mat. Begin to gaze at your toes. Now engage hip flexors, opposite muscles to the glutes and hamstrings. Rectus femoris draws the pelvis towards the knee, but engage the whole quadriceps. Iliopsoas pulls the spine towards the femur. Activating them helps deepen the stretch through reciprocal inhibition. Relax your neck and let your head hang. Try to touch your knee or even your shin, but only go as far as your body allows, no forcing. Now we release the entire posterior chain, including the spinal and neck extensors. Engage the hip flexors but also the abdomen and neck flexors in this last version. Last exhale here, draw your belly in. And as you inhale, step your back foot forward between your hands and roll your spine up vertebra by vertebra. Switch the finger interlace on the other side. Step your right foot back, interlace fingers, flip palms, arms up. Exhale, bend halfway over the front leg, gaze at your hands. Keep both hips parallel to short edge of the mat. Stay in the isometric tension for 5 breaths. The breathing sphere at the bottom of the screen, along with the sound of my breath, should help you regulate your own breathing. Exhale, release hands to shin, block or mat. Look at your toes. Keep the hip flexors engaged to bring your belly closer to your thigh, and of course using the whole quad. Relax your neck and let your head hang. Try to touch your knee or even your shin, but only go as far as your body allows, no forcing. Hip, spinal and neck extensors are stretching, and with the shoulders lowered, the whole trapezius and the latissimi lengthen as well. Try to touch your knee or even your shin. Last breath out, empty your belly, inhale, step the back foot forward, roll up. Uttanasana, standing forward fold pose. Interlace your fingers, flip the palms, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, bend forward and stop halfway. Lean forward slightly. Press into your toes and metatarsal heads. Hold here with isometric tension in the back chain. It's resisting gravity now. Internally rotate the hips using mainly the tensor fascia latae and the gluteus minimus. This creates more space for hip flexion. Exhale, release and lower your hands onto your thighs, shins, blocks or the mat. Gaze at your big toes. Keep leaning forward, shifting your weight onto your toes. Squeezing the tensor fascia latae and gluteus minimus, continuously keep the legs internally rotated and maintain the hip flexors engaged. Hang your head down, round your spine. You can grab your calves or ankles if you wish. Go only as far as your body allows, no forcing. If you touch your knees or shins with your forehead, you can try with your chin. The last exhale here, draw your belly in. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees and sit down. Inhale, swing your legs behind into plow pose. Throw your body forward into seated forward bend. Inhale, back to plow pose. Exhale, land softly in standing forward bend. Or you can sit each time. Swing back into plow pose. Throw forward into seated forward bend. Inhale, swing your legs into halasana. Exhale, land on your feet into uttanasana. Inhale, swing back into halasana. Exhale, throw forward into paschimottanasana. Inhale, back to plow pose. Exhale, standing forward bend. Inhale, plow pose. Exhale, sitting forward bend. Inhale back, halasana and standing forward bend. Inhale, halasana, plow pose. And sitting forward bend, paschimottanasana. Purvottanasana, reverse plank pose. Place your hands behind you, lift your hips up. You can keep your feet apart and bend knees or straighten the legs and connect the feet. Look forward or relax your neck and look backward. You're engaging the entire posterior chain, the calves, hamstrings, glutes, spinal extensors, and also the rhomboids and trapezius for scapular retraction, along with the other muscles stabilizing the arm. Exhale, lower your hips down. Dandasana. Try to sit straight. Of course, while gently internally rotating the hips, we draw the pelvis and spine forward using the hip flexors. This time we also add the work of the ankle dorsiflexors to pull the feet toward you, engaging the entire front of the legs. Round 2. Hands behind, legs straight or bent as you can. Lift your hips. If you want more, lift your right leg up. Point the toes. Keep the hips high. You're lifting the leg using the iliopsoas and rectus femoris. If you hold the leg up, then it's Ekapada Purvottanasana, cause Ekapada means one leg. Last breathe in here and exhale lower down. Sit straight. Flex your ankles and hips but straighten the knees. Try to bring your back forward. The quadriceps consists of 4 muscles. The 3 vasti attach to the femur, so they only extend the knee. The rectus femoris attaches to the pelvis, so it flexes the hip and also assists in knee extension. Support your hands, lift the hips. You can stay in your comfortable variation or lift your left leg up. Press through the grounded heel, glutes active. In this variation, the back leg does twice as much work, and we're also strengthening the hip flexors of the top leg. Exhale, release and sit down. We're not counting breaths here. Treat this as a rest. If you're unable to keep your back straight in this position, you can slightly bend your knees or sit on a block. Bend your knees, place your hands in front of them, step or slide your legs back into plank pose. You can lower your knees to the mat, bend your elbows to a right angle, no deeper. Inhale, lift your chest into upward facing dog. Exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Uttanapristhasana, lizard pose. Step your right foot forward to the outside of your hands. Lift your right arm forward, palm facing up so the shoulders stay parallel to the mat. You mainly feel the tension in the knee extensors while the glute is stretching through almost its full range. Because of the strong anterior tilt of the pelvis, the hamstrings are stretched proximally and the adductor magnus is also lengthened. Exhale, lower your right hand to your back knee and both hips. Walk your hands forward, gently without forcing. Look between your hands. Don't drop your head yet. We want to tilt the pelvis using a straight spine as a lever. Notice that the glute is already moving through almost its full range, practically close to 180 degrees. You can stay on your hands or, if you are ready, bend the elbows. Place them on the mat or on the block. Now slowly let your head hang, gaze at your nose, balance your breath. Relaxing at the end of the spine is a key to maximally lengthen the fascia of the posterior chain, not just the individual hip extensor muscles. If you feel pain or tension, reduce your range of motion. Take one last slow exhale. Gently draw your belly inward. Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey pose. Lift up and shift your weight back, straightening your front leg. Readjust the setting, tuck the back toes, front toes point forward, lift your hands up. Exhale, enter a forward bend, stop halfway and hover off the front leg. Look at the hands. Front sole can rest on the mat, if possible, or just stay on the heel as I do. This is the isometric tension stage of Ardha Hanumanasana. We contract all the muscles we'll go into stretch later. Exhale, support your hands on the blocks on the mat or press the right hand gently onto the foot. Gaze at your big toe. Try to keep your back straight. Try to keep your back straight and calf muscles engaged. Contract the hip flexors to draw your iliac spine toward the knee, stretching hip extensors only. Don't go too deep, otherwise you risk injury and regression. Shift your weight further backwards so you can even sit on your heel. Support your hands on fingertips or blocks. Inhale, lift the front leg up, toes point. Hold it or lower it as you exhale and repeat 5 times. You can try not to sit on the heel if it's easy, but the focus now is the front leg. Phase of active mobility involves lifting the limb through agonist activation. This improves active and range control and makes the final stretching phase more effective. Exhale, lower the leg. Readjust your posture into the final full stretching in Ardha Hanumanasana. This time dorsiflex the front foot. Drag the toes towards you or even grab the foot. You can round your spine and hang your head down to stretch entire posterior chain. Obviously, squeeze the hip flexors. If possible, touch the knee or even the shin with your forehead or a chin. Take one last slower breath out. Draw your belly inward. Inhale, release and sit down, supporting yourself on your hands. Bend your left knee outward so the left foot touches the right thigh. Inhale again, lift your hands up, engage calf muscles. Exhale, bend forward and stop halfway, holding for 5 breaths. Slightly rock your pelvis and take your glute aside. Fight gravity now. Look at your hands. This is the first stage of Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. In this module, we are still working on the same muscle groups, but in increasingly deeper ranges. The mechanics are almost the same, but repeating these protocols will take us further. Exhale, support your hands on the mat or grab the heel with both hands or with a strap. Don't lower your head yet. Keep your gaze on a big toe. Engage your quadriceps and iliopsoas to push your lower back forward. Stay in plantar flexion so the calf muscles remain active. Keep your back straight. At this stage we focus only on stretching the hip extensors. Last exhale here. Support your hands around your knee and lift the leg up. Keep plantar flexion, gaze at the big toe. Imagine your leg getting higher and higher. Try to breathe in a balanced rhythm. This is active mobility stage of Janu Shirshasana. Exhale, release and lie the leg down on the mat. Dorsiflex the foot and grab it. Not the heel this time, but the metatarsus. You can still use a strap. Let your head hang down now, trying to touch your knee or shin. If you touch it, then try with your chin. If it's easy, interlace your fingers, grab left wrist or put blocks in front of the foot. Take one last slower breath out. Draw your tummy in. Inhale, release. Supta Padangushtasana Ekam, reclining big toe pose 1. Bend your right leg and grab the heel with both hands or a strap. Try to straighten the leg, toes pointing up. Now create a gentle struggle. The leg pushes forward, the arms pull backward using rhomboids, trapezius and latissimus dorsi. You don't need to work very hard. Aim for only 30% of your full power. Hold the strap or grab the big toe. As you exhale, round your spine and slowly lay down on the mat. Keep the left leg in plantar flexion. This is Supta Padangushtasana Ekam, reclining big toe pose number 1. It's better to use a strap than to do it too strongly or incorrectly. If you want more, grab the metatarsus with both hands. After 5 breaths here, try to lift your head and chest up, heading toward the knee or shin. The left leg can hover off the mat, so its weight will gently pull the pelvis down. You flex the neck using 4 deep flexors on each side, plus the sternocleidomastoidea. If your forehead touches the knee, then try with your chin. Take one last slower exhale, draw your belly inward, and release as you inhale. Don't lie your head on the mat. Hug your shins, take a swing and sit up. Cross your shins, support your hands and move into plank. Kumbhakasana or Chaturanga Dandasana. Then inhale into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana and exhale into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Uttan Pristhasana. Step the left foot outside the hands and lift the left arm forward. Lightly support yourself on the right fingertips. Keep the hips above the knee. The left palm faces up so the shoulders stay parallel to the mat. Because the internal rotators are fully stretched, further external rotation is not possible when the scapula is retracted. So draw it toward the rib cage using serratus anterior and pectoralis minor. Exhale. Lower the left hand, back knee and hips. Walk the hands forward gently. Look between them. Head stays lifted. You can make small steps with each breath. Optional, bend elbows. Place them on mat or blocks, let the head hang, gaze at the nose, breathe calmly. If there's tension, reduce range. Palms are facing upward. Letting the head hang, you are releasing 28 muscles at the back of the neck. Final exhale, draw the belly in. Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey pose. Lift the hips, straighten the left leg. Left knee aligned with the left hip. Right toe stacked, left foot in plantar flexion. Switch the finger interlace on the other side. Arms up. Exhale, fold halfway, hover above the leg, gaze at the hands. The sole can rest or stay on the heel. Hold for 5 breaths. Keep both hips parallel to front edge of the mat. Exhale, hands on the mat, block or left hand pressing the foot, gaze at the big toe. Keep the spine long, engage the quad and psoas to pull the hip forward. If painful, bend the knee. Shift weight back, sit on the heel, inhale, lift the left leg, toes pointed, keep it lifted or lower as you exhale and repeat 5 times. You can hover above the heel if it's easy, but focus on front leg active mobility, fingertips or blocks for support. In hip flexion, the sartorius muscle is very supportive. Exhale, lower the leg, adjust posture. Dorsiflex the foot, toes towards you. Round the spine, head down. Try to touch the knee or shin with the forehead, then with the chin. You can grab front foot with the opposite hand. Final exhale, draw the belly in. Inhale, release and sit down. Janu Shirshasana. Bend the right knee outward, foot touches left thigh, squeeze the calf. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold halfway. Shift glute slightly aside. Gaze at hands. Hold for 5 breaths. Using only the deltoids, you can flex the arms up to 120 degrees, but engaging the trapezius and serratus anterior rotates the scapulae to lift them higher. Exhale, hands on mat, heel or strap, gaze at big toe, maintain plantar flexion, engage quad and psoas to push spine forward. Sit on block or release knee if needed. Final exhale. Hands around knee, lift left leg up. Plantar flexion, gaze at toe. If you have no power for it, you can always lower the leg with exhale and return as you inhale. Repeat 5 times. Imagine the leg is rising higher and higher. Breathe evenly. Exhale, lower leg, dorsiflex foot, grab metatarsus or use strap, readjust your glute. Head hangs, try to touch knee or shin. Squeeze all the hip and spinal flexors until you touch the knee. Then try with the chin. Remember, you can also use the blocks behind feet to lengthen the posture even more. Final exhale, draw belly in. Inhale, release. Supta Padangusthasana. Bend left leg, grab heel or use strap. Straighten leg, toes up, leg pushes forward, arm resists, isometric tension. Gaze at big toe, work at 30% effort. Supta Padangusthasana is a reclining pose, but this is first isometric stage for this asana. Exhale, grab the big toe round spine, lie down from lumbar. You can still hold one toe or use a strap, but later try to grab the outer edge of the metatarsus. For more, grab metatarsus with both hands. After 5 breaths, lift the head and the chest toward knee. Right leg may hover in plantar flexion, forehead to knee. And then chin. Final exhale, draw belly in. Inhale, release, lay down. Supta Paschimottanasana. Drag your knees towards you. Straighten the legs and grab the calves. Pelvis stays grounded on the mat. Reach for the feet with your hands or use a strap. Activate the hip adductors to internally rotate the femurs and engage the scapular retractors to pull the legs toward you. Next, you can try to grab the outer edges. Final deep exhale. Inhale, drag the feet behind your head, lift the pelvis a little bit around the spine, set both legs parallel to the mat. Bend the elbows, pull the feet toward the shoulders. Last deep exhale, draw the belly in. Inhale, release the grip, take a swing. Exhale, throw the body and sit up. Paschimottanasana. Legs straight, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, stop halfway, gaze at your fingers. Adjust the glutes. Engage the calves, feet in plantar flexion. Breathe deeply. This is the isometric tension stage of Paschimottanasana. Exhale, release their arms, grab your heels or use a strap. Gaze at the big toes. Activate scapular retractors to pull the shoulders. Engage hip adductors, flexors and knee extensors. Reciprocal inhibition supports the stretch. By keeping your back straight, you can draw yourself further toward your legs. Place your hands around the knees. Lift both legs up. Feet point up. Gaze follows the toes. Hold and imagine the legs rising higher. This is active mobility version. Exhale, return to the stretch with dorsiflexion. Grab the metatarsals with hands or strap. Round the spine, let the head hang toward the knees or shins and engage the abdomen and the neck flexors. Touch the knees with forehead. Then try with the chin. Apart from engaging the hip flexors and abductors, stretching the spine and hip extensors, we also activate the back muscles to pull ourselves toward the feet. Last deep breath out, draw the navel in, inhale, sit up. Now only the ending postures remain. Lie on your back, bend your knees, feet hip width apart. Press into your feet and lift your pelvis. Ardha Setu Bandhasana. Choose one of the following variations. Clasp your hands under your back. Hold your ankles. Support your pelvis with wrists or even fists under the sacrum. Lower your pelvis to the mat. Bring your knees toward your chest. Then gently swing your bent legs behind you. Support your back with your hands. Slowly straighten your legs upward. Sarvangasana. You can place your shoulders on a thick folded blanket, keeping your head on the mat to protect the neck. The angle will be bigger. Keep your gaze soft and breath steady. Halasana. Lower your legs behind your head, feet toward the floor. Arms can stay supporting the back or reach down with fingers interlaced behind you. Let the spine round naturally. Breathe calm. Karnapidasana. Bend your knees and place them beside your ears. Thighs rest gently, arms relaxed. Stay here for a few breaths, letting the body settle. Unfold slowly, vertebra by vertebra, until lying flat. Bend your knees, feet hip width apart, extend your arms wide to the sides. Supta Vakrasana. Drop both knees to one side. Gaze in the opposite direction. Now you can place one foot on the opposite knee to deepen the twist. Hold for a few breaths. Then lift your knees back to center and drop them to the other side, turning your head the opposite way. Same setup, same intention. Return to center, Shavasana. Extend your legs fully, tuck the tailbone gently under, draw the shoulder blades together. Lengthen the crown of the head back. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and contract all the muscles you can in your body. Hold on, And as you exhale, feel a wave of relaxation flowing down from the crown of your head, softening your forehead, your eyebrows. With the next exhale, your eyelids grow heavy and your eyeballs sink gently inward toward the back of the skull. As you breathe out again, your cheeks begin to melt, dripping slowly onto the mat along with your ears. You may swallow once, relax your jaw, the tongue rests softly against the roof of the mouth, lips remain sealed, but the jaw drops. The wave moves down through the neck and throat into the back of the neck, then spreads across your shoulders, shoulder blades, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, all the way to the fingertips. With each breath out, your chest softens, your breath slows down, your heart beats more gently. Time begins to slow down. The wave of relaxation now reaches your belly, dissolving the internal organs, all the way down to the pelvic floor. Then it flows into your hips, glutes, thighs, down through the knees, shins, ankles, feet, all the way to the tips of your toes. With every exhale, you become twice as heavy. You become a skin filled with relaxation. With each inhale, the wave rises to your head. With each exhale, it flows through your entire body down to your toes. Inhale to the head, exhale to the feet. And when I count down to 1, the skin will dissolve, and the wave of relaxation that fills you will spill out onto the mat. 3, 2, 1. The skin dissolves and you melt into the mat, sinking deeper and deeper all the way to the core of the earth. Deeper and deeper. Now slowly begin to return to your body. Your breath becomes a little stronger, a little faster. Gently move your toes, your fingers, your head. With an inhale, stretch your arms overhead. You may yawn. With your next exhale, gently open your eyes. Slowly bend your knees and roll onto your right side. Stay here for a moment, no rush. Support yourself with your hand and rise up to a seated position. Bend your left leg and bring the foot close to the groin. Bend your right leg and place the foot in front of the left. Bring your hands together in front of your chest. Chant Om silently or aloud. Rub your hands together until they become warm. Place your palms over your eyes. Slowly open your eyelids. Then move your hands away and lower your gaze, letting it settle softly into the space in front of you. Smile. Thank yourself for your practice. I thank you too. Now bow to the earth. Lift up. Namaste. Now you can play the movie with pranayama and meditation, or see you tomorrow.